Hey guys, welcome back to Math to the Max. This is AG, and today we'll discuss solving radical equations. Okay guys, let's check out some key vocabulary. A radical is the symbol used to take the square root, cube root, or any other higher root. It could be the fourth root, the fifth root, etc. And that's your radical sign. The square root means what number can multiply 2 times to get the number under the radical. And the square root symbol is what you see right here. Now, the invisible index is a 2. They don't have to write the 2, but that stands for square root. Cube root means what number can multiply 3 times to get you the number under the radical. And it's going to be a 3 for that index. Extraneous solution is a solution that is extra and not needed because it does not make the equation true or valid when plugged back in. Okay, let's check out our prior knowledge. Knowing the inverse operations, opposite addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, you need to know the square root. Inverse is squared. And cube will be cube root. All right, also know how to solve linear and quadratic equations. Okay, how do you solve a radical equation? Okay, let's look at case. So one case is you're going to have a radical on one side of the equation. You're going to isolate that radical. How you do that? You have to take the inverse. So you remember the inverse of a square root is squared, and then you're going to solve for that variable under that radical. Always check for extraneous solutions. Case 2, you're going to have a radical on both sides of the equation. Go ahead and take the inverse by squaring it if it's square root, cube root, so forth. If the radical is remaining, you have to follow steps case 1 to isolate the radical. Otherwise, just solve for the variable and always check for extraneous solutions. And remember, if it works, it's a solution. If it does not work, it's not a solution. It's extraneous. All right, you know what time it is. It's time to go to work. Number 1, the radical is by itself, so we need to do the inverse of a cube root, which is cube both sides. Cube root and cube cancel out to get 2x minus 1 equals 27. Solve that two-step equation, add 1 and divide by 2. Your final answer is x equals 14. Okay, we must check it. Let's plug in 14. So 2 times 14 is 28 minus 1. We get 27. And then the cube root of 27 is 3. 3 equals 3. That's correct. So our final answer was 14. Alright, number 2. So we need to get the radical by itself. Subtract 19 on both sides. So this is case 1 because there's one radical on one side. How you get rid of the square root? Take the squared. The square root and the squared cancel, so you left with 8x minus 47 equals 25. Solve that two-step equation. So add the 47, boom, divide by 8, boom, your final answer is x equals 9. All right, we are not done. Why? Because we need to check it. We must see if it is an extraneous solution. So when we plug in 9, we get 8 times 9 is 72. So 72 minus 47, 25. Square root of 25 is 5. So 5 plus 19 is 24. Boom, that works. So that means 9 was our actual answer. All right, number 3, we have to cube both sides because there are radicals on both sides, and they're gonna end up canceling out. The cube and the cube root cancel out. So now we're left with just what's on the radical. 3x minus 1 equals 2x plus 3. This is a linear equation. So you solve this linear equation by doing 2 steps. Subtract the 2x, we get x minus 1 equals 3. The last step is add 1, so our final answer is x equals 4. Okay guys, we're not done. Let's check it. We got to plug in our 4. And we get 3 times 4. That's 12. 12 minus 1. And then 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3. So we both get 11. So the cube root of 11 equals the cube root of 11. That works. So the final answer is x equals 4. Alright, let's look at number 4. This is case 2 because we have radicals on both sides, so you need to square it. Remember, when we squared a binomial, 2 terms, you got 4 terms. And then the radical and the radical and the square root cancel out. Alright, so now we need to get the radical by itself. And how you do that is move the x by subtracting it. So now you're left with negative 2 squared roots of x plus 1 equals negative 11. Solve for that radical, so subtract the 1 and then divide by the negative 2. So square root of x equals 6. How do you get rid of square root? Square both sides. So our final answer is x equals 36. Okay, but don't stop. Check it, check it, check it, check it. Plug it in to see if it works. If you notice, we get 5 equals 5. So that is correct. X equals 36. Guys, we're done. Now you know how to solve radical equations algebraically. I didn't cover any that had the quadratic in there. I will cover that in the next video when I show you how to solve it graphically. So thanks for watching. Make sure you please subscribe, like, share, and comment. And I will see you on the next one. Until next time, always striving for excellence and reaching for success.